it to theaters, so y'all can just give up on that hope. Y'all should have just let
Lifetime. The way it's making it may not make it to Lifetime Network either.
Exactly. See, y'all just messing everything up, people. Y'all just messing it up. Shaking my head. But speaking of Lifetime and their foolishness, well, they don't have foolishness on their end, but it's foolishness with the people involved with their stuff. So, Bobbi Kristina, now, bless her little crackhead heart, that's a... sometimes when when you're in that crack, when you're, a baby of the crack, sometimes your mind state is going to be a little crazy, and she can't weave her way through that big gap in her mouth in life. So she's, she's trying to, see, I don't know. She's just trying to find her way, basically. But
she recently took to social media, and she took some shots and some digs at Angela Bassett. She is very upset with Angela Bassett for casting her as her mom to play her mother, Whitney Houston, the late great Whitney Houston, in Whitney's biopic. And they have the film, and it's going to be called "I Will Always Love You." So she said some very nasty things about Angela Bassett. She referred to her as Angela Bassett Case. She called her a bitch, and she even went on to question whether Angela Bassett was really a man or a woman. So, I don't understand why she is so upset. But she is, and so Angela Bassett, simply replied, and she stated, she simply is she's not an actor or an actress, I should say. She does not have that, have that whole niche of what we're looking for. She's never acted in anything before. And Angela Bassett is stating that they only have 21 days to shoot this film. So, everything needs to be right. They can't have any mistakes. They don't need to be, I guess, taping a whole lot of retakes and all those different things. Mm-hmm. So they found someone who she feels like would capture the essence of this movie and who's able to tell the story that they're trying to tell. So, like we said before, Yaya, what's her last name? Tacasta,
yes,
will be playing the late great Whitney Houston, and she's like, that's all there is to it. Mm-hmm. So, we're gonna keep Bobbi Kristina on the altar. And they've also casted Bobby Brown as well. The younger man that's going to play him, his name is Arlen Escarpita. I'm not really familiar with him, but apparently his filmography includes Star Trek Into Darkness, Weir Marshall, and Final Destination 5. I have never seen any of these movies.
Exactly.
Really don't care to see them. But, I really think that Derek Luke should have been casted as Bobby Brown.
Yeah.
Or even that crazy ass Columbus Short, he could have really shown us how to play a good game of the truth. But, it is what it is. But I would have really liked to see Derek Luke play Bobby Brown. So
yeah, I didn't even think about that too. Like Derek Luke could have really done it. I didn't think of that because they kind of look alike. So
yeah, they do, and he can kind of get crazy for the camera as well when he needs to.
Yeah, because he's a real actor, so he really can do that. But Bobbi Kristina, you and your brother husband, y'all can go somewhere and sit down real quick. If Whitney was here, even though she was on the stuff again, allegedly, don't you're disrespecting her friend. That's your mother's best friend. You gotta respect your elders, and sometimes you just gotta look.
Yeah, it's just you have to accept what happens. It's just not your time this time.
Exactly.
It's really just not your time this time. Who's to say that you're not going to land the acting gig and it may be bigger than the role you wanted. But like you said, it's just really disrespectful how you're treating this lady.
Yeah. But you sure as hell is not going to get no Oscar or no Tony or no Grammy or anything like that.
Well, she needs a record deal first to do that.
Yeah, she needs to know how to sing first to do that. So
we'll keep on following it as well for you people. And the movie is set to debut on Lifetime Movie Network in 2015. We just don't have a date yet.
Mm-hmm.
But again, the biopic is titled "I Will Always Love You" because initially they had not, or Angela Bassett had not come up with the title for the movie, but it has been named "I Will Always Love You." So we, we shall see.
Mm-hmm. So speaking of respecting your elders, now this whole situation with Lil Mo and Prince. Now this just happened not too long ago, people. This was just an overnight. Yeah, this is just an overnight situation. So good thing we're doing this show today, so we can talk about this foolishness between Cynthia and Princess. So what happened between Cynthia and Princess?
She is back up to her ratchet getaways again. Well, apparently it went down yesterday at the Essence Festival between Lil Mo and Prince. And this is what happened. Lil Mo was at the Essence Festival, obviously, and she was promoting the upcoming season of R&B Divas and her new album. So everything was going well until she crossed paths with Prince. Apparently, they're stating that Lil Mo had a celebrity pass that allowed her to walk basically anywhere through the Superdome and Essence Festival. She was trying to go to the restroom, and Prince was walking by, and they nearly turned up at that point. The New Orleans police allegedly pushed her back from using the restroom so that Prince and his entourage and his team could get through. So, Lil Mo, being Lil Mo, felt some type of way about it, and so this is what she had to say. She said, "No shade, but we ain't come to see his ass." You know, this is how crazy she is. Told that Jehovah's Witness, this bride saying Superwoman, and she was going to cock his bitch ass out. He has no songs on the radio, and my parents came to the Essence Festival to see him and fell asleep. He owed me, and then she went on to call him a bitch. And so she said, "We love Lil Boosie anyways." Now, I don't know how comparing Lil Boosie and Prince, but that's what she did. She says, again, "We love Lil Boosie anyways. He did not act like this, and he sells out arenas." Amen. So then I think she also checked, I'm assuming she checked her Facebook, and she stated that the motherfucking New Orleans just tried me and Dynamite. We had VIP passes to me either the whole Superdome. Dude talking about we got a hole to walk through because Prince coming through the back. Bitch, what the fuck? I don't want to see him. I had to pee. This industry shit is crazy. Everybody thinks they're not human. Man, I'm gone. So, there we have people. She is back up to her ratchet ghetto ass ways once again.
Shaking
so, again, like you said, just straight disrespectful.
Yeah,
you could have held your pee for 2 seconds and let the man walk past. You ain't have to act like that.
Exactly. Especially, Prince is an older queen, so he was walking them hills. It's like the old people from church after they, well, he don't go to church, but he go to a hall. But anyways, after old people, they
I ain't go to a hall. You know what?
When they be in their hills, and they gotta take them heels off sometimes. When you're of an older age, your feet be hurting. So I can see why Prince had to get shuffled off across the sky on the fairy rainbow real quick just to rest his feet because he was
really was all that turn up necessary? Did you have to call him a bitch? Did you have to say Little Boosie? Like, seriously.
Exactly, the ultimate disrespect, people. This is why black people will not conquer anything.
She don't have no songs on the radio.
Exactly.
She the one that sung Superwoman. We ain't nobody checked for Superwoman since the late 90s, early 2000s. Really?
Exactly. And Lil Mo, what song do you have on the radio at present
time? And nobody will check on you right now if you were not on R&B Divas LA. Yes. I'm just gonna be honest. That's no tea, no shade. I grew up in the Lil Mo era, but still.
Exactly.
You were singing with Ja Rule.
Exactly.
You were dating for Ja Rule, for God's sake. Come on.
And what song did you have on the radio a decade ago? I'm waiting.
No.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting.
That was not necessary.
That Bojangles and stuff, that's exactly what it is. That Bojangles foolishness. But, anyway, so moving on real quick to another story, probably going to be our last story for the show because we got that interview for you all coming up, so y'all definitely got to make sure y'all tune in for that with Day 26. But High Five now, speaking of R&B groups and stuff like that, High Five was one of them groups from back in the day. My older brother and my older sister used to play them like crazy, so, I grew up around that time and stuff with High Five. But, this whole game of Truth or Truth, we, well, I don't want to coin it in this situation because I don't know what happened, but it looked like someone took the game a little too far and it wasn't really about that life. So,
Rita, I'm not even going to ask today. I want to. And you know what? Honestly, from what I've read, it really doesn't even say what happened. It just states that, according to the New York Daily News, the young man named is Russell Neal. Obviously, he was a member of the Track Top 90s boy band, High Five, which, again, we all loved. Basically, I don't even know where to start with this. Again, it don't really say what happened. They say that he entered a Harris County police station at 6:10 p.m. on Wednesday. He informed the officers that his wife's lifeless body could be found inside their West Houston apartment. Apparently, he went to the police station to confess. If you're looking for her, she's at the apartment and she's dead, and I'm here to turn myself in. So we don't know if they were really playing a game of truth or truth, or if he accidentally stabbed her to death. I don't think anybody means to accidentally stab anybody to death. But I'm trying to give him a little bit of credit because we really don't know what happened. But all we know is that he turned himself in and he went to the cops and said you can find her body in the apartment. So
y'all know that game of Truth or Truth involved knives too. So
yeah, and then in 2007 they lost their lead singer Tony Thompson. His body was discovered by security officers outside in their private complex in his native Waco, Texas. And after they did an autopsy, they later determined that Thompson died of toxic effects of inhaling a large toxic amount of freon. So, I don't know really what's going on with band members of High Five, but what we're going to do, we're really going to keep them on the altar. We're going to place them on the altar, and we're going to leave them there.
See, maybe if BET had a moment like how, they had Troop, not Troop, who they had come out? They had Color Me Bad, and they had...
we did forget to mention that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe if they had that moment and brought this, this little group out, they had a joint, though, because that song... That may be, I'm a big Sprite fan, so I always remember that Sprite commercial because they used to always play at the Showtime at the Apollo when they used to come on Saturday nights, and they used to play that Sprite commercial, with the song.
Yeah, and they had some major joints out. Kissing Game, She's Playing Hard to Get. I Can't Wait Another Minute.
Yeah.
All those hit songs back in the 90s. Again, I was born in 1980. So I remember all those songs. I was in love with the lead singer. I really thought he was gonna be my husband. So
But
it is what it is. But it sounds like some of their band members that really have some issues. I can't understand why in the world you would want to inhale Freon.
Exactly.
But each his own.
Yeah. So please do not play Truth or Truth, people. We will not be condoning that game anymore.
No, we are not doing that.
For the time being, because someone took it too far. So we will find out what happens. He's being held on a $100,000 bond right now. So we're going to find out what happens with that whole situation. But let me see. That was, pretty much. We had some other stories to talk about, but
and the game, not the game, but the dream. He got married for the third time last Friday in San Francisco. From what I read, it really doesn't state what his wife's name is. I could not anywhere. I guess just everything got read.
But was it the one you touched in the stomach though, the pregnant one? It wasn't that one.